Okay, I figured it out. I had to switch all my videos to public. Okay, so I'm getting from the feedback that people like story time and lifestyle um, a little bit better than like the comeback shit. And I get it, you know what I mean? There's tons of fucking fitness shit on YouTube. So, like, I'm still gonna, I will still, have you follow along with my progress and everything on that. But, like, let's do some fucking lifestyle of like a fucking dude that has no worries really. Obviously costs a lot of money to be a bodybuilder. I don't have a job. I have money. As I've said before, I don't know if you guys heard it because it might have been one of those fucking private videos. Like I, inherited my trust funds and this and that, and I just have. It is the way it is. Call me spoiled if you want. I believe if you do, I will call you jealous, and we'll battle back and forth. And at the end of the day, we'd probably be really good friends, and it really wouldn't matter. So fuck it. Anyway, okay, so in one of my videos, when I took the dog, for a walk, I was telling a story about this girl that in high school that like I totally fucking had the biggest crush on, and like never got the balls to ask her. Okay, and I learned from that. Okay, so fast forward. Like did I just do that? Like noise thing, like a fucking dork. Okay, anyway, get into my late 20s, okay, mid to late 20s, okay. I get sentenced to this drug court program because I had a handgun in my car. It was a registered handgun. It was my handgun, but my interactions with the police never go well because I'm a smart ass and like I know my rights, and they don't like that type of shit. So anyway, drug court was new at the time. Judge sends me to drug court. Okay, had no idea what it meant. My private attorney didn't tell me. Like I paid this dude, an ungodly amount of money. Private attorney didn't use a public defender. He didn't tell me what it meant either. Probably because nobody knew. Like it was really new at the time. And really, what drug court is a way for the county to like fucking steal money from fucking people. You know what I mean? Like, the county has no money, so, like, hey, let's charge these motherfuckers $10 a pop to pee in a cup and fucking, all this kind of other, like, fucking, paper fees and pencil fees and fucking, we're asshole probation officer fees, and you know what I mean? Like, fuck you guys anyway, you know what I mean? If your life ambition is to be a probation officer, like, really, you need to find a dick to suck. Like, seriously. Like, really? You just want to fuck with people? Fuck you. But anyway, I go to my first drug court. Well, first of all, you test like once or twice a week, whatever. That's not a problem for me. They don't test for steroids. But my first court date, they give you this piece of paper, okay, and it lists all the drug names and like your levels and shit, it's like THC and opiates and coke and crack and fucking whatever, all these drugs and shit. Obviously, I'm clean, okay, and the other thing you do is like you just talk to the judge for like 2 minutes. You're like, hey, I'm doing good, I'm going to my meetings, I'm getting my card signed, and blah, 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 blah. Which I wasn't doing. I was having my buddies and the girls and shit sign the card at the gym, but they didn't know that. I just looked up like some names of some meetings around and like wrote that down as the meeting I was going to and had my fucking friends at the gym sign the card. But anyway, at the bottom of this piece of paper, it said mandatory or recommended 6-month inpatient treatment program. I didn't know what that meant, so I just kind of ignored it. Okay, so time goes by, and I go and the judge is like, "Hey, how come you're not your treatment center yet?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, you were recommended to go to 6 months of residential treatment, which means you live there. You know what I mean? Like you go to rehab, you live there. Okay." Anyway, I'm like, okay, shit. So I go home, I immediately get on the computer, and I'm like trying to find the coolest motherfucking place I can go to. You know what I mean? I'm talking fucking I'm looking for fucking that shit you see Pax Preston or whatever the fuck the dude's name is on TV talking about fucking we're in Malibu and we have massages and blowjobs and fucking this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? I know you guys have seen the commercial. The dude's like, I was an addict for 10 years and now I'm not. And fucking then there's this beautiful girl in a weight room and it's on the beach and shit. So I'm looking for a place like that. So I find this place that's like 45 minutes from my house. And it's like, looks cool. Mind you, I said 45 minutes from my house, okay? Hear that. Okay, 45 minutes from where I'm living at the time. So anyway, next time I go, Judge says the same thing. How come you're not at treatment yet? And I'm like, dude, they don't want me to go like to the one I want to go to. They want me to go to this county place, and I don't want to go to this county place. I want to go to Singing Trees. And the judge is like, dude, can you afford that? And I'm like, yeah, bro, I can afford it. It's like 10 grand a month. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, dude, I can afford. And mind you, it's not even 10 grand a month. Okay, they said 6 months. Okay, but after the first month, it's only like $500 a month. Okay, so really, it cost me what, $13,000 or something total. My math's terrible. Anyway, he's like, can you afford it? I'm like, yeah. Okay, so like halfway through or a little more, this dude shows up. And he looks familiar to me, but I can't really place it. He's kind of big, not as big as me, but because of that, like, we didn't like click right away. You know, we had to like do our puffy chest thing to each other. You know how guys do. And anyway, we became friends, obviously, in the gym there. We started talking, became friends, blah blah blah. Anyways, I'm getting ready to leave. He's like, dude, you should totally look up my brother when you get out. You know, he's a bodybuilder too. I think you guys would fucking, you know, hit it off, click, whatever. I think you guys like each other. Okay, so he works at this gym. Go to the gym, just ask for him, da da da. So I do, you know what I mean? I get home and I go down, I go to the gym, and I'm like, hey, can I talk to Ken? And as soon as I saw the dude, I went, fuck, dude, we know each other. Like, me and this dude grew up together, okay? He had moved to Santa Rosa. He was dating, like, this brain surgeon chick, this, like, amazing fucking, you know, scholarly type fucking, you know, I went to grad school, undergrad school, now I'm a brain surgeon chick, you know? But, anyway, they broke up. He moved back here, but we hadn't seen each other for like fucking, what, 10, 12 years, okay? Instantly clicked that we knew each other, which was cool. So it's like, all right, cool, you know what I mean? Like, we already know each other, we'll start training together. So we start training together, blah, blah, blah. After a while, and you know how gyms are, like, you don't meet everybody right away, okay? One day we're in there doing chest, and we're on the bench press, and walks by, like, at the time, mind you, this is before I had dated girls in the adult film industry or anything like that. Walks by this chick that at the time was like one of the most gorgeous women I've ever seen. She still is. I'm not gonna lie, she still is. Anyway, she ends up asking me, she's like, hey, can you get me some Clin? I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? I can get you some Clin, you know? So anyway, I started getting her Clin like once a month. You know, she was taking like one Clin a day. Really probably not even helping her progress, but she thought it was and whatever, you know? I wasn't really charging her shit because she was hot. So I'm getting her Clin. Anyway, one day my boys call me from a town that's like, I don't know, it's like 15 miles from here, maybe, okay, which really is pretty close. And yeah, that is a naked chick tattooed on my hand. They're like, we're having a party, come on out, come on out. And this is what taught me, okay, this is what taught me, guys. If you're not doing anything better, okay, take every opportunity life throws your way. Life throws your way. And here's why. I got there and there was no chicks at the party, okay? None. Okay? It's my boys, and don't get me wrong, I love hanging out with my boys, but it's like Friday night, it's all dudes, so I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna call this chick from the gym, you know? And at the time, granted, I was being a dirtbag. She had a boyfriend, but whatever's whatever. Okay, I call this chick, and I'm like, hey, you know, like, fucking, I'm out here. She's like, oh, I live out there, you know what I mean? So she's like, yeah, we can hang out. Meet me at the 76. I go down to the gas station, I meet her. We hang out that night. She spends the night at my boy's house with me. We wake up the next morning, and we were like inseparable from that moment on. You know what I mean? Like, she like broke up with the dude she was with. Like, started staying at my house all the time. Basically moved in. We ended up having a son together. The only reason that relationship ended is because of me. Like, she's a wonderful girl. She is an amazing girl. She's actually remarried now and has a couple other children and everything like that, which is cool. Anyway, but like, we were completely inseparable from that moment on, and I thought, like, it was like a really, really. Here's the thing that catches me and why I want to make it a story time. Okay, I was pissed. One, that I got in trouble for a registered handgun. Two, that they put me in a drug program for when I'm not a drug addict, or it wasn't a drug related charge. Three, I had to go to this residential treatment program. But here's the kicker. I meet this dude. His brother happens to be one of my old friends. We start training together. I start dating one of the most beautiful girls I'd ever seen in my entire life. We ended up having a kid together. Okay, so like, sometimes life throws curveballs. You know what I mean? And like, not everything that we view as being negative is going to be negative, you know? So look for the positive, you know what I mean? Look for the positive in things. Anyway, like, it's, you know, it's funny because, like, after that, it was after, you know what, I even know what year it was, because, like, she was the one that went with me. Remember when Ford came out with the very first Harley Davidson edition F-150? Like, we were going to look, I wanted another car, and I was going to get, like, an Expedition, I think it was. I think that was their big SUV at the time. But I happened to spot this pickup, this Harley Davidson edition pickup. And I ended up buying it, and she was with me. And I know the year now because of that. So it was 17 years ago. Yeah, that was actually one of my very first cool fucking rides. You know, like, I had the very first Harley Davidson edition, numbered limited edition pickup, you know, and they kept doing it, and they got shittier and shittier as it went on, and like, now they're just like some stupid ass looking fucking black and orange truck. But like, at that time, like, the very first ones, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. Look up the 2000 or very first Harley Davidson edition Ford F-150. They're badass. They were sick. And I airbagged mine and fucking, you know, put a fucking turbo or supercharger on it and all this shit. Like, it was bad as fuck. But anyway, like, that story time I just wanted to devote to, like, letting you know that just because something is perceived as negative doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be negative. And, you know, like, you can apply that in the gym, you can apply it anywhere in life. So, like, if you're a glass half empty person, I get it. If you're a glass half full person, you already know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm just glad, like, I fucking figured out how to, like, stop making these goddamn videos private. I wish I could go back and unprivate some of them. If any of you guys know how I can do that, please let me know in the comment section, and I will take down the privacy thing on, like, 5 of my fucking videos that, like, nobody can see because I didn't realize I had it set on private. Anyway, my 15 minutes, because obviously I'm doing this on my phone, I haven't got a new camera yet, even though I should have, is coming to an end. So, another story time, or whatever, another video, real quick, coming up. Anyway, deuce.